Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you today about something that is crucial in this ever-evolving world we live in: privacy. In the fast-paced digital age of 2025, we're surrounded by endless information, constant communication, and an almost overwhelming demand to share. But there are things that you must keep to yourself for your peace of mind, your relationships, and your success. Let's talk about 8 things you need to keep private in 2025. Your bank balance, your investment strategies, your income. It's not for the world to see. The moment you start putting your financial standing on display is the moment you lose your control over it. Financial wisdom starts with silence. Your wealth is not just in the numbers, it's in the strategy and the discipline, and in your ability to remain calm while others are busy showing off. We all face challenges, whether it's health, family, or work. However, not every battle needs an audience. Vulnerability is important, but oversharing struggles can lead to unnecessary stress, unwanted advice, and even judgment. Guard your inner battles as part of your self-respect. Work through your struggles, but let your results speak louder than your complaints. Ambition is a powerful thing, but the road to success is not something you need to broadcast ahead of time. Keep your plans to yourself until you have results to show. When you announce things prematurely, you invite unnecessary distractions, second-guessing, and interference from people who may not understand your vision. Let your actions speak first, and the world will notice when you're ready to show them the fruits of your hard work. People love to gossip. They love to get involved in others' personal lives. Your relationship, whether romantic, family, or friendship, deserves privacy. The strength of your bond is built on trust and mutual understanding, not on public opinion. Share less about your personal life and protect the integrity of your relationships. Not everything needs to be posted or discussed. Privacy in this area is your safeguard. Every one of us carries a few things, decisions, mistakes, or ideas that don't belong to anyone but ourselves. It's not about being dishonest, it's about protecting your peace. Not everything needs to be shared or laid bare. There's power in keeping certain thoughts and experiences locked away in your heart. Let your personal secrets be part of what makes you you. We live in a world where everyone feels the need to comment on others' lives, but wise people understand that opinions are personal. Keep your judgments and opinions about others private. First, it's none of your business. Second, it's a reflection of your own character when you constantly judge or criticize others. Instead of speaking about people, focus on growing yourself. Let your success and achievements do the talking, not your opinions about others. Emotions are fleeting, they come and go. But when you broadcast them in real time, you invite chaos. Not every feeling needs an audience. Keep your emotional state to yourself while you process and make decisions. Sometimes the wisest thing you can do is to sit with your emotions in silence, understand them, and let them pass. Your emotions do not define you, how you respond to them does. Failure is a part of life, an inevitable step on the path to success. But sharing your failures in real time doesn't help you learn, it only invites pity and judgment. Keep your setbacks private and let your triumphs speak for themselves. Learn from your mistakes, but don't let others define you by them. Your failures are stepping stones, not your identity. Focus on the journey and let your success be the evidence of your resilience. Your financial situation is something far too personal to be treated lightly or shared with just anyone. You see, in today's world, everyone has an opinion about money, how you should spend it, save it, or invest it. But here's the truth: no one can determine your financial future except for you. When you put your financial life on display, you open yourself up to unwanted opinions, distractions, and comparisons. Your wealth or lack of it doesn't need to be a public spectacle. Money isn't just about how much you earn, it's about what you do with what you have. And the less you talk about it, the more likely you are to develop a sound strategy. Whether you're building wealth through smart investments or taking small, steady steps toward financial freedom, the focus should be on the actions you're taking, not the words you're speaking. Think about this: people who succeed financially understand that their finances are their business, and they act accordingly. They don't need to boast about their latest purchase or worry about the judgment of others regarding how they manage their money. They know that true wealth isn't measured by what's in your bank account, but by how wisely you manage what you have. You need to keep your financial situation private for one simple reason: it keeps you focused on your own journey. When you're too busy comparing your financial progress to others, you lose sight of your own path. Everyone's journey to wealth is different. What works for one person might not work for you, and that's okay. But when you allow others to comment on your financial choices, you run the risk of losing confidence in your decisions, even if those decisions are the right ones for you. True financial independence doesn't come from the approval of others, it comes from being disciplined, strategic, and patient. Your financial situation is not a conversation piece for the dinner table, a post for social media, or a topic for casual chit-chat. It's something that requires careful attention, strategic planning, and a level of discretion that will help you avoid distractions along the way. When you guard your financial life, you protect the space you need to make better decisions and take the actions that will lead to your success. The wealthiest people I know didn't get to where they are by talking about it. They got there by quietly building, learning, and growing. And that's something we can all learn from. So the next time someone asks about your financial situation, remember, the less you share, the more you grow. Keep it private, keep it strategic, and keep your eyes focused on where you're going. There's a tendency in today's world to believe that the more you share, the more support you'll get. But when it comes to your personal struggles, let me tell you, not everything needs to be aired out for the world to see. We all have our moments of difficulty, whether it's health, relationships, career setbacks, or internal battles. But here's the key: your struggles don't define you, and they certainly don't need to be shared with everyone who will listen. The moment you start oversharing your struggles, you open the door to unnecessary advice, opinions, and sometimes even judgment. People love to give their 2 cents, and often their words will take you further away from the solution rather than help you find it. The truth is, no one will ever truly understand your situation the way you do. The path you're walking is uniquely yours, and while support is important, you don't need to explain yourself to anyone. When you're facing a challenge, there's power in processing it privately. There's clarity in stepping back, gathering your thoughts, and then deciding on the best course of action. You don't need to broadcast every single hurdle you face, because doing so often makes the problem seem bigger than it is. When you keep your struggles private, you give yourself the mental space to find the solutions, rather than staying stuck in the cycle of discussing the problem endlessly. Moreover, there's a certain dignity in facing difficulties with composure. It's not about pretending everything is fine, but about holding your ground and working through the issue without the constant need for validation from others. The people who admire you are not those who see you falter, but those who see you rise from the fall. They respect the quiet resilience that comes from handling things on your own terms. Don't let your struggles become a source of attention. It's easy to fall into the trap of looking for sympathy or validation, but in doing so, you often lose sight of what's important. There's nothing more powerful than the individual who quietly bears their burdens and takes deliberate action to overcome them. Their strength comes not from the attention they seek, but from the determination to keep moving forward. The less you share about your personal struggles, the more space you create for growth. It's not that you need to hide what you're going through, it's that you need to guard your mind and energy. There's no need to invite others into your pain, especially when they can't walk the path for you. You need to keep your struggles to yourself until you've found the clarity and resolve to move forward. The world will see your strength not because of how much you reveal, but because of how much you rise, regardless of the challenges you face. Remember this: it's not about avoiding struggles. Struggles will come. It's about how you handle them, how you grow from them, and how you allow them to shape you into the person you were meant to become. Keep your personal struggles close, process them with quiet strength, and let your actions be the testimony of your resilience. In life, the less you talk about your next move, the more powerful it becomes. Far too many people make the mistake of announcing their plans before they've even taken a single step toward their goals. And here's the thing: when you broadcast your intentions prematurely, you're not just inviting attention, you're inviting distraction. The world has a funny way of interrupting you when they know what you're up to. People will start giving you advice, offering opinions, and questioning your methods. They'll muddy your focus with their own biases and experiences. The reality is, they don't know what's best for you. You're the one walking the path, and it's your decision when, how, and where you take the next step. Let me ask you this: how often do you hear someone talk about their grand plans, only to see them abandon those plans when things don't go as expected? Plans are one thing, execution is something entirely different. It's easy to talk, to dream, to tell others about the wonderful things you intend to accomplish. But the true power lies in the quiet, deliberate action that happens behind the scenes. When you speak too soon, you risk losing momentum before you've even begun. You give others the opportunity to question you, doubt you, or criticize you. So here's the lesson: focus on the work, not the announcement. Keep your goals to yourself until you've made enough progress to show the results. Let your actions do the talking. The best and most lasting accomplishments are the ones that unfold naturally over time. You don't need to inform the world about every step you're going to take. What you need to do is take those steps with confidence, patience, and determination. When you reach a milestone, when you've made visible progress, then only then will people take notice. And even then, your accomplishments should speak for themselves. Now, there's something else about keeping your next move to yourself that helps you remain focused. Think about it. If you're constantly telling everyone about your plans, you risk getting caught up in what they think and how they perceive your progress. You might find yourself swayed by their doubts or driven by their approval. When you keep your plans to yourself, you avoid those distractions. You stay true to your vision, and you can move ahead with a single-minded determination. You build your success on your terms, not on anyone else's. The other benefit of holding your cards close to your chest is that you can adjust your course without anyone noticing. Success is not always a straight line. There will be setbacks, failures, and unexpected detours. But when you're not constantly telling others what you're going to do next, you have the freedom to pivot, change direction, and make new decisions without the pressure of public opinion. You're able to refine your strategy without being second-guessed. Think about the most successful people you admire. They didn't get there by talking about their next move at every turn. They got there by staying quiet, working hard, and letting the results speak for themselves. They didn't need to announce what they were going to do, they just did it. And when they succeeded, their success was so obvious that no one needed an explanation. So if you want to create something truly remarkable, keep your next move private. Work on your plans in silence, and let the outcome be your statement. The world doesn't need to know what you're about to do. What it needs to see is your consistency, your persistence, and your ability to deliver. When the time is right, they'll see your success, and they'll recognize that you didn't need to talk about it, you just made it happen. In life, your relationships are one of the most valuable assets you will ever have, yet they are also one of the most fragile. People often make the mistake of oversharing their relationships, thinking that by doing so, they'll gain validation, advice, or support. But let me tell you something, the true strength of a relationship isn't in how much you share with others about it, but in how much you protect and nurture it behind the scenes. Your relationships, whether with family, friends, or a significant other, are sacred. They're built on trust, respect, and mutual understanding. When you begin to involve others in the private details of these bonds, you invite unnecessary opinions and outside influences that can strain what you've worked so hard to build. Not every conversation with your partner, not every family dispute, and not every personal challenge needs to be shared with the world. In fact, the more you share, the more likely you are to lose sight of what's truly important. You begin to get caught up in the judgment of others instead of focusing on what you and your loved ones truly need. Think about this. You wouldn't invite a crowd to sit at your dinner table to listen to your private conversations, would you? Then why? When it comes to your personal relationships, do you feel the need to share every detail with the world? People who understand the power of a relationship know that the less they talk about it, the stronger it becomes. They don't need validation from others. Their connection is enough. They keep their issues and challenges private, work through them with care, and allow the bond to grow in the intimacy of their own understanding. When you overshare, you risk allowing others to form opinions about your relationship that don't reflect the reality of it. You risk judgment from people who don't truly know the dynamics of what's going on behind closed doors. They may give advice that doesn't apply, or worse, they may create distance by encouraging you to think negatively about someone you care about. The people closest to you are the ones who know you best, and they deserve to have a relationship with you that's free from external interference. Protecting your relationships doesn't mean you're hiding things or being dishonest. It means you're valuing the sanctity of that bond. It's about giving your partner or your family the space to be themselves, without the weight of outside pressure or criticism. It's about allowing the relationship to grow on its own terms without the constant need to explain or justify it to others. Here's something else to consider. The more you open up your relationships to the scrutiny of others, the more vulnerable you make them to their influence. People may have the best intentions, but they can't walk your path for you. They can't understand the nuances of your interactions, your shared history, or the complexities of your bond. Only you and the other person involved can truly understand the heart of the relationship. When you keep it private, you create the space to learn, grow, and adapt in a way that works for both of you, not in a way that appeases anyone else's opinion. Moreover, the most successful relationships are those that are built on communication, trust, and respect, not on the foundation of external validation. When you and the people you care about are not constantly seeking approval from others, you create a stronger, more resilient bond. You rely on each other, not on the approval of anyone outside of that relationship. You learn how to navigate challenges together without the distraction of second guessing from others. Let's face it, relationships take work. They require patience, understanding, and a willingness to put in the effort. But when you open your relationship to everyone's opinions, you weaken its foundation. The best relationships are the ones that are quietly protected, nurtured, and cherished in private. The less you talk about your relationships to others, the more space you create for them to flourish. And that's where the real strength lies. So the next time someone asks about your relationship or tries to get into the details, remember some things are better left unsaid. Protect what's most important by keeping it between you and those who matter most. Your relationships are yours to build, yours to nurture, and yours to keep. And the stronger they are in private, the more powerful they'll be in the long run. We all carry secrets. Some are small, others are profound, but they are a part of who we are. There's a quiet strength in holding on to your secrets, in knowing that not everything in your life needs to be revealed. You see, secrets aren't necessarily something to be ashamed of. They're pieces of your personal journey that shape who you are. They're things that, for reasons only you understand, don't need to be shared with the world. Here's the truth: not everything is meant for public consumption. You don't have to explain every detail of your past, every thought in your mind, or every plan for your future. When you expose too much of yourself, you lose your power. You become vulnerable in ways that weaken your resolve. You begin to live for others' opinions rather than for your own truth. But when you keep your secrets close, when you protect the parts of yourself that are sacred, you preserve your integrity. Your secrets are the quiet spaces where you can grow without the pressure of others' judgment or expectations. Think about this: your secrets allow you to maintain control. When you reveal too much, you give others a chance to control how they perceive you, how they treat you, and what they think you're capable of. The less people know about your inner world, the less they can affect it. Keeping certain things private means you're less influenced by the distractions and noise of the outside world. You can focus on what matters, make decisions based on your own values, and move forward without the weight of others' opinions. Your secrets also allow you the space to learn and grow. We all make mistakes, and some of those mistakes are deeply personal. When you keep those failures to yourself, you allow them to be part of your growth process without fear of others labeling you or diminishing your potential. When you expose too much of your past, you risk giving it power over your present. But when you keep it to yourself, you own it. It doesn't define you, it simply becomes part of the story that makes you who you are today. Your secrets are what give you the room to fail, to try again, and to come out stronger without the world watching. There's a level of freedom that comes with maintaining privacy over certain aspects of your life. You don't need validation, sympathy, or attention for the things you've been through. The moments you've lived, the decisions you've made, and the lessons you've learned are yours alone to keep. They are the foundation of your character, and they don't need to be explained or justified. The world doesn't need to see every step of your journey. The less you share, the more powerful those experiences become, because you are not dependent on anyone else's approval or understanding. You are living for your own growth, your own success, and your own peace. Let me tell you something else. There's also a wisdom in keeping your secrets because they allow you to maintain your mystery. When you become an open book to everyone, you lose that sense of intrigue and depth that makes you unique. People are drawn to those who have a quiet strength, who don't feel the need to overshare. Your secrets give you a certain mystique that commands respect. They allow others to wonder, and in doing so, they elevate you to a place where people look to you with admiration, not curiosity about every detail of your life. Most importantly, keeping your secrets protects your inner peace. The more you reveal, the more you invite others to weigh in on your life. And while some advice can be valuable, too much input can cause confusion, doubt, and even stress. When you keep your secrets, you protect your mind from the constant stream of external judgments and distractions. You create the space to think for yourself, to make decisions based on your true desires rather than the expectations of others. So hold on to your secrets. They are yours for a reason. They are the quiet, sacred parts of your journey that are meant to guide you, not be shared with everyone around you. You don't need to explain yourself to the world. You need to live your truth quietly with confidence and let your actions be the evidence of who you are. In the end, your secrets don't weigh you down, they lift you up because they allow you to live authentically, free from the need to justify or explain. Let them remain yours, and they'll serve as the foundation of the powerful person you are becoming. You know, there's a tendency in life to feel like we need to voice our opinions about everything and everyone. We all have them, don't we? We have thoughts on how people live their lives, what they're doing wrong, what they should be doing differently. But here's the thing, your opinions about others don't serve you. The truth is, your energy is better spent on improving your own life than trying to judge or analyze the lives of those around you. Think about it: when you're busy focusing on what other people are doing, you're not focused on what you should be doing. You're not investing that energy into your own growth, your own goals, and your own success. Instead, you're wasting precious time thinking about someone else's choices. This does nothing but take your attention away from what really matters, your journey. The more you focus on others, the less you focus on what you can control in your own life. Moreover, when you share your opinions about others, you open the door to unnecessary conflict. People are sensitive to judgment. They don't need to hear what you think they're doing wrong. Instead of offering unsolicited opinions, how about focusing on improving yourself first? When you put your energy into growing your own life, you begin to realize that other people's choices don't affect you as much. You learn to let them live their own life and focus on making the best decisions for yourself. The wise individual doesn't get caught up in gossip or passing judgment. They understand that their true power comes from looking inward, not outward. They know that everyone is on their own journey, and that journey is none of their business. People have their own struggles, their own reasons for doing things, and it's not your place to judge. You're too busy building your own life, and in doing so, you set an example. Instead of speaking poorly of others, you let your actions be the testimony of your character. Your own progress and success become the best proof that you don't need to waste time criticizing others. You can achieve great things by keeping your focus on your own growth. The other side of this is that when you're constantly forming opinions about others, you also begin to limit your ability to connect with them. How can you build meaningful relationships when you're too busy judging and analyzing people? The truth is, everyone has their flaws, their weaknesses, their mistakes. And when you spend too much time pointing them out, you miss the opportunity to appreciate their strengths, their wisdom, and the value they bring into your life. By focusing on others' flaws, you fail to see the whole person. You fail to see their potential, the lessons they can teach, and the ways they can enrich your life. There's a much more powerful approach to life, and that's to focus on what you can learn from people rather than what you think they're doing wrong. People who focus on judgment and opinions about others tend to miss the lessons they could be learning. When you stop worrying about what others are doing and start asking, what can I learn from this person? What value can I gain from this experience? Your world opens up. You stop wasting energy on things you can't change, and you begin to learn, grow, and evolve in a way that adds value to your own life. The most successful people I know are not the ones who spend their time gossiping about others or giving unsolicited advice. They are the ones who focus on themselves, on their own actions, and on how they can add value to the world. They're not consumed by judgment. They're too busy creating, building, and living. They understand that their opinions about others mean nothing unless they've put in the work to improve themselves first. So stop sharing your opinions about others so freely. Instead, take that energy and direct it toward making yourself better. When you focus on your own growth, you become an example for others to follow, and you allow others to make their own decisions without judgment. Let people live their lives as they see fit. Your life, after all, is the one you have control over, and the less time you spend on opinions about others, the more time you have to focus on your own success. Your energy is your most valuable asset. Use it wisely. Your emotional state is one of the most important factors in shaping the course of your life. It's the fuel that drives your actions, the lens through which you view the world, and the foundation upon which your decisions are made. Too many people give away control of their emotions, letting external circumstances, other people, or even their own fleeting thoughts dictate how they feel. But here's the reality: your emotions are your responsibility, and the more you take ownership of them, the more control you gain over your life. The truth is, life will always present challenges. There will be setbacks, disappointments, and moments that test your patience, your resolve, and your emotional endurance. But what separates those who thrive from those who merely survive is how they manage their emotional state. It's easy to react in anger when someone cuts you off in traffic, or to sink into frustration when things don't go as planned. But when you allow these emotional reactions to dictate your behavior, you give away your power. You allow circumstances to control you rather than taking charge of your own responses. Instead of reacting to the world, you need to learn how to respond. Responding is different from reacting. When you respond, you take a moment to assess the situation, choose the best course of action, and then act with intention. It's not about suppressing your emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about understanding that your emotional state is something you can control. You get to decide how you feel. You get to decide how you respond to a setback. You get to decide whether you let a negative experience define your mood or whether you use it as fuel to push yourself forward. One of the keys to maintaining control over your emotions is to detach your emotional state from external circumstances. It's easy to feel happy when everything is going your way, but what about when things aren't going as planned? That's when your true emotional strength is tested. You need to learn how to stay calm, focused, and positive even when the situation doesn't align with your desires. The world will continue to throw obstacles in your path, but your response to those obstacles is entirely up to you. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. The more you focus on mastering your emotions, the more resilient you become. People who are emotionally disciplined understand that their emotional state is a choice, not a byproduct of circumstances. They know how to pick themselves up when things go wrong, how to stay focused when distractions arise, and how to maintain a positive outlook when negativity threatens to take over. They don't allow their emotions to dictate their actions. They decide what emotions serve them best and take action based on that clarity. But emotional discipline doesn't mean bottling up your feelings or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It means being self-aware enough to recognize when your emotions are running high and taking steps to regain control. Whether it's taking a walk, practicing deep breathing, or simply stepping back from the situation, you have tools at your disposal to reset your emotional state and regain your balance. You don't have to stay stuck in negative emotions. You can shift your mindset and choose a different path. Here's another truth: the more you master your emotional state, the more you'll attract the right people and the right opportunities into your life. People are drawn to those who are emotionally steady. They admire individuals who maintain their composure in the face of adversity, who don't let external circumstances shake their confidence or calm. You become a beacon of stability and strength, and that's incredibly attractive. Your emotional state impacts the energy you put out into the world, and when you cultivate a positive, resilient energy, you'll draw in those who align with that energy. Ultimately, the key to mastering your emotional state is to realize that you have the power to change it. Life will always throw curveballs your way. People will disappoint you. Things will go wrong. But you can choose to remain calm, to stay focused, and to move forward with determination. Your emotional state is not something that happens to you, it's something you create. You decide whether you allow your circumstances to dictate your emotions or whether you rise above them and take control. So take responsibility for your emotional state. Don't let external events or the opinions of others control how you feel. You have the power to choose your emotional response, and when you master this, you will find that you have far more control over your life than you ever realize. The more you learn to manage your emotions, the more you'll unlock the potential within you to achieve great things, regardless of what's happening around you. The emotional discipline to maintain your composure in any situation is the true mark of a person who is in control of their destiny.